while I'm, gonna masquerade as somebody, I can either just masquerade as a general webmaster, demo webmaster, or if one of you have a specific issue or question that we could tackle, I can masquerade as you.
Well, I'm just gonna throw myself out, and you've already gotten my email about trying to do something with my older editions of Constant Contact. I listened to what you gave me and I kind of looked at the directions, but I mean, the first thing I'd want to do is get like a box that says for previous issues or however you would, I don't know where you get that. I've got the code, but
Okay.
I don't know what else to do. And I don't know if anybody else uses it. I couldn't find anyone that did.
From the email, did you provide a copy of the code that I could use
I have
for
it
the
on,
demo?
I actually have it up now. Let's see.
Would you be able to throw it in the chat? Because I could even do
Oh,
that.
yeah, the chat. Okay, yeah.
I can do that even as a general
Let me
webmaster.
exit. Yeah. Okay.
We don't use an email service provider, at least not yet. But I was thinking that we should be using at least MailChimp, if not Constant Contact. But does it communicate with? I have a basic question to go with yours, Mary Jo. Would MailChimp, does it communicate with the platform?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you can generate an HTML code or what we call a third-party embed code, as long as you can create something or generate some kind of code from this service that you're using, then you can always plug it into the full HTML, the HTML side of the site. And I can demo that now.
Where on the site do we plug that in?
It just depends on where you would like it to display.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so
show you ours.
Yeah, what I'll do is because this is, well, we can test it out in a couple different places. Starting out logged in, you make your way to your homepage. The first place that I thought most of you make use of often is the sidebar, especially if this is like a subscribe to our email button. So you'll jump into a new draft of the homepage.
Oh, 1 second, but wait, ours would go under the members only, right? Because the newsletter is only for members.
Well, that's an interesting question. I actually do 2 newsletters. I do one for supporters, which is almost 500 people, and including members, and then use it for other stuff too. And then I do another one just for members, and I'm not posting that. But I know most leagues, I think, do. I'm not going to do that because I think that's something special for the members.
Yeah, we don't want to post it publicly.
Yeah.
But so it would go under our members tab if we do that, right?
Well, but I could tell you that many leagues post them because I've been looking around. I'm just
yeah, I know
you
you're
that.
saying that. My league's not going to want to do that.
Yeah.
We post them and we have we scrub the one that we put on the website so that it doesn't have any contact information that we don't want it out there.
Yeah. Okay.
But as far as if you are putting it wherever you'd like, you just make the decision of where it's going to live. If it's on members only and there's a page specifically on your members only section, then you would go specifically to that page and start a new draft, just like we are here. But I'm going to demo kind of the same idea with a different page, and I can make it private on this demo site as well. Mary Jo, was yours also going to be going on a page rather than the sidebar?
Well, there already is sort of a page in that when you click the newsletter on the menu, it brings you to see current version or whatever, and then says something about if you want to sign up, whatever. So I'm assuming that's the page I want.
Okay. Okay. This is probably then not too relevant to your questions right now, but just because we ended up here, I'm going to demo it in that sidebar. So just starting out with your description, I'm typing out the text in the WYSIWYG text editor format. With a new line set, just to make my life easier, I won't have to type any HTML when I switch it to the full HTML text editor. Because now I can just, at the end of that, paste in.
Wait,
I had
wait a
already.
second. Wait. Hold on. You typed that in like WYSIWYG, and then you just hit full HTML, and it changed into code.
Yes, the full HTML will convert or will show what the formatting tags are.
I didn't know that.
And this is available, this little like switch between the
Yeah.
text editor types is available anywhere that you have a text box. So down here as well.
Oh, so you mean it automatically switches our regular WYSIWYG format into
the HTML itself. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool.
And this is the HTML side is what you'll use. I have the embed code that Mary Jo already generated, so I can't show that side, but I can at least show you an example of what it would look like. So this is just a nice comment about what the HTML is below, but most embed code will start with script or form, just depending on the type of information that it's gathering. But it should always have these opening and ending carets. So make sure that you grab from caret to caret. If after you've saved it, you have any issues, then we can always step in.
And that's what mine looks like, just to show them as an example. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you paste that in, you will leave that as full HTML because we're going to go ahead and save this. If we left it as the WYSIWYG, the embed code would not have a chance to properly work, and so it doesn't display actually at all.
So why didn't you do a sidebar embed code?
Oh, using one of these boxes? I totally could do that too.
Okay.
Really, the only difference here is preference. There might be a difference of it being a little bit higher. Like if I chose to add one down here, this is kind of invisible, not showing up to the viewer. But if I added another box underneath that, it might not be right under my donate button. And actually, let me open that up to show. So we're talking about this spot. Oh, and I'm sorry, that code is the Google Translate. I thought that was having to do with my tag manager test. But this is just because this is the Google Translate, and I'm throwing that on top of the Google Translate within here.
But if you put it at the beginning of that sidebar, above the one that's already there.
Oh, I see, within here.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is always another option. You can always add to another box that is down below. Because yes, Liz has a very good point that the sidebar embed code sections, no matter how many boxes you continue to add here and here, they're going to still show up in the sidebar section, and it just extends the more you add. So if you don't have very much in your sidebar, I'm going to switch back to the front.
Wait, I think I have a question
view.
around there.
Mm-hmm.
On the sidebar, these have handles, the sidebar embed code, but if you go above, scroll up, there's no handle on this one.
Yeah.
So you can't move it.
There is.
I noticed that we have two without a handle. The search bar that came with the site, and I put in a widget. I put in an embed code widget for vote 411, and that one has no handle. How do we get them a handle and move them down?
Yeah, if that is the case, You will have to, if it's just like this one where it is the Vote 411 code, it's by itself in the sidebar content up here.
Yeah.
You can just cut that from the sidebar content box. And
Oh, okay.
I added this box just right now as a third-party embed code. Replace the text that's there with your embed code.
Okay, gotcha. That's simple. Thank you.
Yeah,
I had not previously noticed the difference between the sidebar embed code and the thing above it.
yeah, I mean, it is not readily visible sometimes if you do not have these boxes added, for sure. That it's not until you start adding either additional formatted text or third-party embed code that you see the grabby handles or the way to
Yeah. No, we
rearrange.
have the grabby handles, but it's not on the Vote 411. So the way I must have put it in wrong in the first place. That it doesn't have a grabby handle. I'll do what you just did.
Yeah, awesome.
I'll move it. But what about the search, that little search bar?
The
Can
search
we
bar is
either
static
I
on
can't
the.
find it. I
It
can't
is
find
it
it.
is static on the site. That is just where it lives. You're talking about the like league
Yeah.
site search.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it does unfortunately work
but
there.
it's not working. We put
Yeah,
words in and it comes up with not found.
we are. It's a slow process to get that working. There are quite a few different lists of content that are queued up for saving on that search. So our tech team is working at it, but it is a larger bit of work than we were expecting.
Okay, that makes sense. But can we move it meanwhile, or can we get rid of it meanwhile until it works?
That is definitely a good idea. I think, let me make a note. Where did my pen go? We can definitely add that to our ticket about possibly toggling that. But I will make a note. Thank you for that.
Yeah, at least get it on the very bottom, not at the very top.
So Amaris, you can make
Mhm.
global changes like that. Obviously.
As far as global changes, they are always welcome. Whatever ideas you have or feature requests that you'd like to make, we love to hear them because we're not always thinking the same. And we love to hear what a user is actually thinking, because you're in the system more than we are. So you can always email them to us at milo@lwvc.org, or just like in the Google group, we see a lot of the times that's kind of where questions can end up being a feature request.
But technically you can make a global, like just make it show up on everybody's website, like delete it or something. That's, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I assume so, but okay.
Yeah, or if you could, just delete it until it's ready to be used, if that's possible.
That makes sense. Oh.
Yeah, definitely. I think it just all depends on the work that would be involved, but I think that is something that would be doable.
Yeah, because considering its primary spot, it makes me nervous. People try it and they say, oh, this doesn't work. And then they'll think, oh, nothing else on the site will work either. You know, it's kind of discouraging.
Definitely. Yeah, that is a good point. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, and we're going to pretty much do the same thing. I want to have the embed code ready for the next page. But we've made a change to the sidebar because it's one of these collapsed fields. That means we have to publish it so that
What was that error message it had there above it, though? It said Something
Oh,
about the form submitted. The changes won't show until the form is submitted.
yeah, I can jump back. The warning comes up when you rearrange the boxes there.
Oh, okay.
The same warning comes up whenever you rearrange the menu. It just tells you that the changes will not be saved until you, I'm sorry, I can't remember the
Yeah, got
exact,
it.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
submit the form.
exactly.
Yeah, got it.
So let me jump back now. This is now looking at the embed code. And it is not popping up properly.
And you got select language.
Yeah, this is some embed code. I had always thought that the Google Translate just didn't work or wasn't available anymore. But this one seems to work. So I can pop that in the chat if anyone's interested.
I'm interested. I'd like to see how it works. So can you
Oh,
actually show it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So go to French maybe.
So it
very nice.
brings up that toolbar and then kind of gives you the
Wow.
same functions
Now,
from up here.
where did you get that?
I cannot recall where I got it from actually.
Oh, but I mean, where is it? Where is it on the page?
Oh, it is
Yeah, now
in
show us
that
again how to do
sidebar
it.
content.
So
But how did
Spanish.
you? Yeah, but it's in the sidebar. But how did you get it to change languages?
Oh, just by clicking into it.
I know, but how did? Oh, so
it
they've
starts
got
out-
that as a translator on their page.
Yeah, this is our demo site, and I had added this Google
Sorry.
Translate code,
Got it.
assuming that it wasn't going to work, but it works.
Okay.
Wait, so can you send us the code?
Yeah, let me inspect this, and I can copy that.
Because that'd be great for Spanish. You know, there are
Or
a lot of
Arabic? Is there Arabic?
Arabic.
Think so.
Yeah, I think. Let's
Let's
look at
actually-
Arabic.
Let's copy it actually from the.
I'm not going to know how to do it.
But let's see. It does, maybe? It does.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It doesn't affect the images, but everything else.
That is so awesome.
So that's a Google Translator, and that was an embedded code of some sort.
Yes.
Is that what you said? Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's
so
for
I'll-
another class. Okay.
No,
you just
not
send
at
us-
all. I'll jump back into
s-
back into the new draft, and it is that other code that I was moving the text box around. So down in here. Let me, there we go. Yeah, that is full text there. Okay. And I'm also going to try to make a note to myself here to create this as a documentation for best practices. Okay. So just by just the same as we did earlier, just because it is a generated embed code, we just paste it in and paste it into the full HTML use with care text editor. If you are adding it to your sidebar as usual, it will have to be published just to be able to see that change.
That's not something you can clone, is it?
It is not. Just, yeah, it is an element on the page.
Well, I
Um,
think there are going to be a lot of other people who.
I think it's
on the
fantastic.
call.
And it
Yeah.
goes along with the DEI stuff, you know, from the league.
yeah, another cell on it, right? I can link the DEI as well. I am jumping back in because the code that you had provided is not popping up anything as far as anything that's displaying. So
Are you talking to me?
yeah, Mary Jo. This was the
Well,
code that I plugged in here, correct?
Well, that's when I signed up for the archives with Constant Contact. That doesn't look like enough though, does it? Let me,
I would think so.
I apologize. Let me see. I mean, I thought
No worries. Let me
copied
see
it.
if
Well,
that tests.
it doesn't look like enough, does it?
No.
I don't know.
Well, sometimes some things don't show up that are embedded for me, and then if I refresh, it finally gets in. I had that happen with a video.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
That it could have been. I did try refreshing, thinking that it might have been my internet that wouldn't have loaded it. But I'm going to try publishing that again. Because it should behave the same, just as we did with the Google Translate by pasting it in.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it should be showing up right here.
Does it need permission somehow?
Unless there was something on the Constant Contact side, but not usually. I think if at that point you probably wouldn't have been able to generate the embed code. I'm not sure.
Is that longer? Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what happened before. So I just copied and pasted it again.
Did you throw that into the chat?
Yeah. So I don't know what that other stuff was.
I just see the Google Translate.
Yeah, try that one again. I don't see it in there.
Maybe you didn't hit return.
Well, no. Oh, well, maybe not. Okay.
No?
It looks like it's not moving down. What's going on here? But
what we can do too,
I don't know. You know, I don't understand what's going on here.
We can also try the embed code if you wanted to a little bit later. If you have that, are you regenerating it to?
Well, now I'm trying to figure out I don't know what I'm doing with the chat box. Okay, so
did you send it to
let me
everyone?
try it one more time. I don't understand.
Okay, I see.
So
is it set to everyone?
Yeah, you did send it. Yeah, it does look to be the same.
Now it's there.
Okay, I do have it now.
But it looks like I've got you can see I've got 2 in 1.
Yes.
Oh.
Let me do it one more time and then won't be so confusing. Okay.
Well, if you send it again, it might just stack it one more time. Yeah, that looks like it is the same. Try that again. If we're still not getting the result, Mary Jo, if you want to stick with me a little bit at the end,
that would be wonderful.
Trying
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not sure why it's not popping up there. Did anybody else have any questions about the sidebar or anything about the homepage while we're fussing around with this demo homepage?
No, actually, you've answered all my questions that I came today with.
Awesome.
So I'm going to go because I have another 7 o'clock webinar, so I have time for dinner.
Oh, man. Well, have as much fun as you can, Kathy Marie. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for answering so quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So when you got those handles, I never noticed those before. I always sort
Oh,
of had to
awesome.
make a, so
What do they
do
mean?
they just normally show?
Yeah, let me jump back into the editing form. They will show only when you add boxes, these either
You
the
have them.
formatted text box or the third-party text box. Yeah.
It's only
So
when you add it, you mean then afterwards it won't?
once you no. After even after you save after adding them, you can come back and still rearrange them. The grabby
Okay,
handles do remain there.
okay.
It's
But
just
this is
that
only for sidebars, or have I missed the fact that they were there before for just any page where I have a bunch of boxes?
the other section is usually the body section of the page. So just like the home page here, right
Yeah,
underneath, there's going to be body with embed code. And then let's test it out or jump to another page. Because just on any old page, like about is just a regular
sure.
page. There we go. So right under the body, we have the same section, body with embedded code.
Right, but then when do the handles start showing up?
Once, if you have none added there, you have 0. As soon as you add one, it comes
It'll
with its
show.
grabby handle.
Ah, I have to look for that. Thank you.
Yeah, and with the rearrangement of these, they will only rearrange with each other in this like sectioned off area. So anything within the body is always going to be above what is in the body with embed code.
But every other box after that, I have this possibility.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll try it. Thanks.
Okay. Definitely. It is worth testing out for sure. We can jump into any other questions, even unrelated to the homepage.
Well, one thing that has to do with the webpage, and I'm going to ask you about the membership thing when we're talking alone, but we were trying to, well, we added an article, and she wanted to center something, and it's one of those, options you have when you're doing an article, the paragraph and the special and all that. And one says to the left, and one says center, but we never got it to be able to be centered. It just kept going over to the left. I mean, it's not a big deal, but we wondered what that was all about.
Was it text that you were trying to get
We're
centered?
typing in text.
Mhm.
It was an article.
But it wasn't an image that you were trying to center.
No, it was the wording. I'm
Okay.
Pretty sure it's wording.
What can happen sometimes is that the styles will stack up. If it were,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
so if it were made left justify, let me zoom that in. If we make this left justified, and then we try to center it, there's no change because it's left justified is taking priority.
And we
Usually,
can remember that because it's higher, maybe.
I think so. I think it is really, let me try it with the flow image left. No, I think it's just because the left, I don't know what would be easiest to remember it by, but the left and right are
more important than the center.
Okay. So
all right. Thank you.
if it is pulling to the left or it's pulling to the right and you're expecting it to center, try the styles drop down and see if it's either, if it has an additional little caret here, then that tells you, oh, there's something else affecting it.
So in one of the videos I was watching, somehow there was something, and I don't know if it's here or not, but you push something and it moved the text over like about, oh, how'd you get in the middle?
So I have center selected, and I had float image left selected. So I'm going to click it again. This is what I had previously. When I have both float image left and center, or it could be the same left justify and center, just any combination is throwing center out of the mix essentially, and it's taking over. So just by removing whatever other setting or style is selected, just by clicking it, that's removing it, and then center
Oh, I
left
see what
by
you're
itself.
saying. We were trying to do two. Okay. Thank you.
What's the best way to clear? Sometimes when you paste things in, they come in with some formatting. What's the best way to clear all the formatting that you might have pasted in?
Yeah, I'm going to copy some text just from the standard post attendee Zoom page, so we can play around with it in here. For starters, just to start off with a clean slate, you can always.
That's right. I never saw that. Okay.
No, yeah, and there's another way aside from the toolbar. From your keyboard, you can also paste in as plain text.
Okay. Oh,
so
okay.
That gets you started completely fresh. But if you did happen to paste in and it comes along with some formatting, some of it we can't readily see, but the other part that tells us there's some formatting is down here, where the path is quite long. There's some extra terms added there, and that just tells us that there's some additional formatting, some HTML tags that are added. So I can highlight the entire text again and use that remove formatting.
Great. Thank you.
So that removes a whole lot of that invisible HTML.
I suspect there's a whole lot of stuff on that menu that I haven't taken advantage of.
Well, we can probably just play around with some of these unless anybody is opposed. Are there any that you have any particular questions about that you haven't tried?
Gosh, this Omega or whatever it is, Omega. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is just to insert a special character.
Oh, look at that.
Let's see here. This has even a non-breaking space where it is the actual HTML of what your spacebar would do. But yeah, all of these symbols are recognized by the system, so they do show up properly. That's
Does anybody
about
else
the
have some that they want to know about? It's just
yeah.
me.
Does anybody else have questions about the WYSIWYG toolbar?
I was working on this earlier. I'm really new at this, guys, so I may not use the right terms or whatever. But I was working on this earlier, and I was trying to put a link. I had a file, a PDF or something, I don't know what it was, and I was trying to just put a link on the page so I could just get to it. And it kept putting it at the top of the page. And when I got done, I would delete it. You know, I had down at the bottom, I had it there too, but I kept deleting it because at the top of the page. And when I got done, it kept showing up. I could not delete it. So what I ended up having to do was go into the HTML and see that it is still in there. It was still showing up, even though I was deleting it in the WYSIWYG. It's just there all the time. And the only way I could get rid of it was to go into the HTML and actually delete it in HTML. And then it disappeared.
And
so
what kind of link was it? Was it just a link to?
It was a .pdf. It was a .pdf.
To a PDF. Okay.
Yeah.
The PDF links can be a little tricky if they are still popping up after you have expected them to leave. There are a couple tricks that you can do. This might be a little difficult to recreate, but let's give it a shot. I'm going to drop in a PDF into the page and see if I can get the similar result, just using the first PDF that shows up. I just want to drop that into there. I think what usually creates the double display of the link is when either remove the formatting or that's usually what I see. So we're not going to see the effect until I save it. Once I save it, it's going to show up twice, like how Barb was explaining. So let me go ahead and run a home page. Just save that as a draft because that's in the body.
Did I hear you say earlier that if you're doing the sidebar, you have to actually publish it in order to see the changes?
That's right. Like if I made a change to the sidebar right now, because it's in draft, it would not be visible. So yeah. So now we can see it's a little difficult because there's no space in between, but those are now 2 links because the formatting, or we use the remove formatting, it doubled up the link here. This is a known bug that we're tackling, but we do have some workarounds in the meantime. So let's jump back in to get on those.
Poor Barb. It was a known link, a known bug, and she's working.
The first thing I tried to do.
Comics.
Yeah, sorry about that, Barb. It's like welcome, a good welcome there. So what you'll want to do is remove everything to the left of the culprit, the one that has popped up. Really, you could work with either one, but the goal is to remove every part of the link itself and a space to the left of that. So if you were working with the trailing one, it would be a little bit difficult because then we'll be eating into the first one here. So let's just remove this, either backspace or delete with your keyboard, and then just one more time, because we need to remove the space before it, just backspace again. Now we can drop it back down to its own line. That has taken care of the HTML side of it, because what happened before, when I first removed the formatting, we couldn't see it immediately, but the HTML side on the back end was doubled up. So now let's go ahead and save this and see if that removed the second listing. Okay. So it is just backspacing or removing the doubled up link, preferably the one to the left of it, and then backspace, and then reformat to how you had it originally.
You know, we wanted to get our PDFs up of our 2 voter guides quick. So we did do them as articles and what do you call it, sticky, and put it to the front page.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to think, because when you click more, you know, there's like a sentence, click more, and then it had we somehow created 2 boxes that look nice. And I don't remember how she put the URL in the background, but
URL in the back.
the other person knows how she did it, but it looks real nice.
Well, let's see if I can.
You could look at mine and just see what I'm talking about.
I think that what I did was I typed something in and then I changed the format to be a link, and then I linked it to the PDF, and that link was working fine. What was happening was it showing up the top of my thing.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that was
and
really
I'm
odd.
sorry. Yeah, and I didn't address that part. Let's jump back in there while I'm going to masquerade as you, Mary Jo, in another window, and then we can tackle this one. Because what happens sometimes if you are coming straight into edit the draft or you're making a new draft, if you click an icon from the WYSIWYG toolbar first, then whatever you are dropping into the body or the text box is assuming the top spot. The first thing should be to click your mouse into the spot where you'd like to see it. And then you can choose from the toolbar what you'd like to do.
And excuse the ignorance, what is the what you see, what you get toolbar? Where is that?
That is on any page,
Okay.
any content item that you have a text box
Oh,
on.
that we were already looking at, like the center.
Yeah, all
You
those,
could-
the
okay,
ones
thank
that.
you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Okay.
And I'm sorry, I logged myself out of this one here. Well, while I am trying to masquerade as Mary Jo, I can show you. Well, did we need to go over that, Barb, of clicking through? Okay.
Oops,
Hope it wasn't important.
but you're muted or I'm
Yeah,
not
she's
hearing
muted.
you.
My husband's running around making noise, so I'm trying to keep his noise out of us.
Oh,
Somebody's got to figure out a motion to show people that they're muted other than just going like that. Okay.
Okay. So
Yes,
are
what's
these the
this?
one that you were referring to?
Yeah, state
Okay.
and local voter guides now available.
So
And I
the-
wanted to make sure that I wanted to avoid having it broken up and having people to go to the read more. So I was trying to keep it to 3 sentences or whatever, but it worked out fine. So then you just click that and then you'll see what we did. Or Peggy did.
Oh, awesome.
So I don't remember how she got the, how she did that, how we got the links in there.
Yeah, she had to have these Google Drive links
We did.
in her back pocket, and then coming into
Oh, there's a thing where you do links.
yeah, it's an
I
icon.
remember. Yeah. Now we did have an issue with, I mean, that vote button looks kind of funny there, but I guess it just carries over to when you do more, it just carries over everything.
It does serve as the thumbnail. So this is on the home page. It shows up here as a smaller version, and then it shows up as the original size, and it essentially is kind of the same size, but that's the original size here at the hero spot at the top of the page.
Well, can you go down a little bit? How could we have made that a little bit? You know what I'm saying? It just seems like in your face. I don't know that we
But you
would have.
can do.
I don't know that I don't know that we would even have wanted it. Could we have gotten rid of it on the second page?
You can. That the latter is easier of just getting rid of it on the page itself. All you have to do is click "Do not display a hero image."
Do not just. Oh, where did we do that?
I came to new draft,
Uh-huh.
and this is on the article itself, state and local. Right under alternate hero image, it's a checkbox. Do not display a hero image.
Oh, okay. And is that saying when you go to the second page, it won't show?
Yeah, that is saying on this page
Okay.
here, this image will be gone. It will
Okay.
it will only show up as a thumbnail.
On the first page.
Yeah, or it's an article, it will be on your articles page as well.
Well, yeah, we just okay. Do not display hero image.
Would you like me to publish that for this one?
Well, let's see. Yeah, let's see what it looks like. I'm making executive decision here because we really did discuss it, but I just think it looks a little funny.
I don't think it looks
and I could,
bad.
what I
think
could
it adds some
also,
color.
well, yeah, if you also still wanted to make use of it, you could also add it into the body here so that it's a little bit more snug with the text, but would you
Yeah.
like me to
Yeah.
just show you both?
Sure.
Okay. So because we changed up, that was an image setting, we do have to publish that. And the difference between whether needing to publish or not really just lies in the body section and the body with embed code. Those changes, any changes there, are visible when you leave it in draft mode. So if we ever only made a change to the body and the body with embed code, then leaving it as draft is fine to work with, because as we save, we can see what we have done. Anywhere else, like the alternate hero image, the main image, the title itself, and then additional items below, like the tags and all these attachments, aren't going to be visible until you publish. And that goes for the menu settings as well. So that's the only difference with needing to publish in some cases.
I've never seen you click view changes. When do you do that?
The view changes is kind of it's an underwhelming page because it shows the HTML side.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
I think I actually did do that once. Okay. Now I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh, yeah.
this is what the page itself looks like. Back on the home page, let's refresh it. It's still going to look the same, but just for being doing this correctly. So that's still there. And now we don't have any instance of it here.
Oh, okay. I think she's right. I think Liz is right. I like the color. It just seemed like it was kind of overwhelming. So.
Okay.
She can put it in the body and show her how the body.
So
looks.
it would be like under state and local league voter guides now available. Was it above before? I don't remember.
Before it was like in this area, right under the title and right above the share button. So that's where it was before.
Well, then where you're saying put it in the body, where isn't that the body? Or you're
body
saying after
is
the type, after the printing?
Yeah,
Oh.
The body is everything after the type.
Uh-huh.
So it can be, tucked in here, somewhere over here, or it can even be by itself centered here. That will just be a little bit lower and not on its own line. That's the option that you get when you add it to the body.
Well, in an attempt to educate us, you want to do that, and then just
and I can leave it as a draft if you wanted to play around with it later.
Go ahead.
Okay. And this is also what we call inline images, because they're added in line with the text. So first we need to decide, well, we're probably going to have it just right at the top, right? Adding the image either by going straight here or by clicking in. Because I'm going to add the image at the beginning, I could have just clicked into here directly to add the image first. But let's go ahead and just pick one that.
Well, I got it. Well, we added it, so I think we added it. I'm not sure, but it should be in my league files, I think.
Okay, perfect. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Much better than having to search through all files.
Yeah, because I didn't like that I actually found something that said voter guides, but I couldn't find anything that it was in, a Creative Commons or Flickr. So I thought, I'll stay away from it.
There you go. Yeah. Better safe than sorry with that stuff. So now I can use the styles drop down with images. If the special is applied, it's kind of no big deal because it won't really affect the look of the image. So you could just go ahead to either center it. And sorry, it'd have to be on its own line. let's center that. That is not wanting to center.
Why don't you do the one where it's floating to the left? I think that'll look nice.
Okay, let's try that one. Float image left gives the tucked
did you-
under look.
Oh my gosh,
Oh.
thank you.
Yeah, I don't think I like that.
Okay.
Well, but she's got center. Why?
I want to keep those
Let's
yellow
remove
blocks
that.
by themselves because it's going into that
But
yellow
you
block.
can-
I don't like
Yeah,
that.
but you can put some returns in there. I entered,
I know.
spacing.
Let's try it.
I think that'll be fun.
Float image right is another option, but it's kind of the same idea. Dipping into the boxes.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But I think
So let's-
I think if you put some space after October, it would go, the text, the special boxes would go underneath it. Right now you have it, you're trying to float with that.
You're saying
special-
adding some lines here.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Because then it would float to the left and look nice. And you could even move a line down before you put it. So, yeah.
Let's-
say float,
Well, let
get
me
rid of
just
that.
show that
And
to
then-
you. Yeah, that is definitely
Oh,
just by adding that extra that line.
it still thinks it's floating because it's got those extra lines.
Yeah,
kind of.
And yeah, it gives some space between
Oh,
the notice box down here and the image.
Okay, why are they not? Why is click here in the center now instead of over on the side?
Just because the border of the image is
Yeah,
kind of
something.
affecting it a little bit.
Then can we maybe put the second one in the middle? Can we? Is that easy to do?
The second one, oh, this one here.
Just so they align. Yeah.
We can try centering it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not exact though.
Oh.
Let me try indent instead. That's it's definitely not enough. The
you could make them just one thing where it says click here for local voter guide and state voter guide. So you don't have two different boxes there. Notices or whatever they're called. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
this looks a little funny, but if you had it as all one line, move the text for click here.
Yeah, no,
for
I know what
state-
she's saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like me to try that?
So you're saying just put them in one box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just cutting that and then pasting that there. And we'll just remove that entirely.
Okay.
And try
Well,
that.
we still can't put that in the center though, huh?
It is in the center.
Well, not really.
Yeah, the
Well, you
only
haven't-
way
you
I
can't
can
really tell.
shift
You-
that would be to add a space above it, and then it defaults again back left, and then we can center it. But from leaving it up here,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is being shifted because of the image,
Yeah.
the text itself.
Well, what do people think? If you were just coming out and think, yeah.
We can also try just messing with the image some and seeing how small it needs
Yeah.
to be for the text to
Now, how are
sit
you
where
just moving
should.
it? Just like in constant contact. Okay.
Yeah, so just by clicking the image, I get that resize border.
Yeah, yeah.
And let's make sure that this is, yeah, that's centered. Okay, so it still needs to be, okay, so it looks like it jumped right now. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. Okay. So
Oh.
finally centered. Let's try
Love
that
it.
as a draft.
I love it.
Ooh,
What's that?
Yeah.
So that's what the page itself looks like.
Oh, yeah. Now see, but why is there still all that space in between the header and the article? Is that just the way it is?
That is just the way it is.
Okay.
I will make a note because I'm not sure if my first thought is that it's some extra space because of the length of the title. But
Oh.
I will check in on just articles in general, to see if that is a setting on articles or if it
Okay.
is for the length.
Thank you.
With this way of adding in an image, it is worth, well, can I use this as a tester, Mary Jo, and apply
Sure,
this?
of course.
Okay. Because what this does, we had the main image. I'm going to open a new draft in a separate window here. We have the main image applied, right? And that is the vote button, the same image that we have in the body. So now that we have this published, I'm going to come back to the home page so that we can see what it looks like in a listing. So this is what I was saying to be weary about. We have the main image popping up, and then the inline image that we just added is showing as well.
Oh,
The reason for that is the summary, which we can force here, but by default, the summary gets taken from, I'm going to show you the HTML side. It takes like the first few lines of HTML, and because the first 3 lines are the image, it only took the image to display. It knocked out the text that was showing up before. So what we can do to make sure that we don't get 2 images showing up is simply remove the main image. So that's going to remove this larger version of it, but we should still have this along with the text afterward. And Mary Jo, if you also, did you want this link to show up on the front page?
well,
That's
see,
another...
originally, I kind of thought that's what I was hoping to do that.
Yeah, that's just by clicking again that disable rich text and looking at the HTML side of it, you can copy the entire, everything that's in the body so that everything there can show up on the front page. We're going to paste that into the summary. It does need the HTML formatting, like these different HTML tags to be in there to show up as it does in the body. So it does need to be copied from either disabled rich text side or if you switch to full HTML. But now we should see the summary looking just like this. So let me go ahead and publish this save. We removed the main image and we added the same HTML to the summary from the body. Once we publish that, this page doesn't show any difference, but let's check out your home page now. So now we force set that summary to show up with just the entire contents of the body.
Now, because when they do come in, we're going to probably say something. Oh, actually, maybe not. Okay, so can you get, okay, I don't think we need another page then, do we? I mean, it's the same thing, right? Like if you click read more, you're not going to get any more, right?
It does have, I mean, it is itself an article or a page. It does have to exist. So you wouldn't be able to remove the read more button.
Oh, I understand that. But I mean, if you go, I mean, if you clicked read more right now, is it still going to show the same stuff?
It does. Mm-hmm.
Now, why is, well, what if, why is that? I mean, what if you just had like something that was just 2 lines? Why would you have because when I think of read more, it's like there's more information.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it is just up to you how you would like it to be done. I just had done that because I asked if you would like me to
Oh,
include
no, no,
the links
but
and
what I'm saying is, well, I won't take any more time about it. I mean, it looks nice. It just, I don't understand why, you know, we would go, why somebody's going to click read more and then they go to this next page and say, why are they telling me to read more? There's nothing else here. That's what I'm saying.
right.
And I don't know technically how to figure it out, but I'll have our young new assistant webmaster look at this and maybe she can figure it out.
Yeah, and it could be either just going back to how you had it before, the image with the text, and not the notice box with the links to the voter guides, or however,
she
yeah.
could she add something more in the body underneath the summary? If you
Yeah.
wanted to have more
But
text?
why would I guess I don't, can't you, why do you always have to have, oh, now it doesn't even, is this the second page? It
This
must
is
be,
the
yeah.
the second page, the
Second
page
page, yeah.
itself.
I don't know, maybe I'm not making myself clear, but I just don't, there isn't any more information there, so I don't understand the technicality of it, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I like it that it's all on the front page.
I think it looks really much nicer, but you're
Yeah.
right. It does look confusing when you hit read more, you think there's going to be more information. It's exactly the same thing.
Thank you, Barb.
Definitely.
But if you really wanted to do something, you could add just at the back saying, thank you for your participation in the voting process, just something that says more. I mean, you could just add a little statement if you wanted to, and it wouldn't show up in the summary because you'd have it in the body. Is that
So
true?
it would be in
Amaris?
the body.
Right. That is
Okay.
very true.
That's an idea. Thank you, Barb. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, because so far the summary, it's kind of a snapshot of what it looks like, of what the body looks like right now.
Yeah.
So whatever you add from here on out into the body will not be added to the summary.
That's an idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you so much.
I
Yeah.
might get going, but thank you very much, Amaris. It was great.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
learn a lot. Every time I just hear you talk, I learn a lot. It's like words, just getting the terminology is important. So I appreciate it.
Definitely. Thank you for
So are you
joining
doing
us.
these every 2 weeks?
Yes, I'm still holding on to hope to get them back to weekly soon. But as of now, still every 2 weeks.
But I did have a question about that. How do we know when they are? I mean, I think I actually asked you and then I got an email, but I didn't see it in those Gmail
I
messages.
keep missing it too. I don't know how I missed
Oh,
it.
good.
But somebody else had asked a question. I read their question and then they said, I'll talk to you about it at the session.
That was me. That was me.
Oh.
Yeah. But how would we have known when they were?
It really is, and you should already be subscribed because it sounds like you're receiving some of the messages. But if you don't receive it, just email us. But we are sending them just directly to the Google group. So it's either coming.
I guess I didn't see it.
I missed the last 2 times, and I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Because they're not always at the same time. Because the other one was earlier.
This last session, my notice was a little late. I didn't notify until Monday about this session, but I usually try to notify at least a week before if I can. I try to do it the 2 weeks with the last session notifying about the next one, but I think
what I might be doing wrong is I'm looking for Milo's support email.
Yeah.
Maybe I should look for Amaris.
That's what I'm looking.
And I'm sorry. I think that's what I did the last 2 times, or this week. I accidentally used my own personal one. So yeah, that is worth noting mine as well, because I may make the announcement using Milo's support or amaris.lebron@gmail.com.
But they're both coming to the Gmail support email?
They are both coming through that channel.
But just a different sender.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll look for both then. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks, really appreciate it. Hope you guys work out your issues. Bye,
Thank
Mary
you.
Jo. I used to live in Sterling Heights.
Oh my gosh, Sterling Heights. You have a great. They have a great library.
Talk to you guys later.
Okay.
Bye-bye. All right. Well, let's see about
I wonder if Irene has something. Thank you. I love that. Thank you so much.
for sure. Yeah, I think it's as a user, they probably will appreciate having the link just right there. One less click,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
While we're at it, I hope that Irene won't mind if we're jumping into the the sidebar stuff, that constant contact and stuff that we were attempting earlier. So I'm going to copy that text or that code again, Mary Jo, and let's hope that this will get to working. So I'm just going to add a third-party embed code box this time, add in its own. And this time without even adding any text, I'm just going to paste it in just to test it out. And I do have to publish that because it's in the sidebar.
Now, okay. Because I thought it was going to be like on the newsletter page.
Oh, I see. I see.
I don't see it on their page. I just see subscribe to our, but that's all we wanted. So
Yeah, but then,
where's
and
it?
this was actually already here, right?
Right, that was there. So that's why that brings you to a page.
Yeah, see that's why I think it just is not it's not coming up. I'm not sure why.
Well,
What I can do too is separate from the Milo site is use try HTML editor.
now don't you have to remove those the first thing and the last thing where it says end of, or is that part of the code?
It's technically not part of the code. It's just like
But it recognizes it.
yeah, it hides, the system would hide it. It's
Okay.
more useful to us just because it's a comment on what the code is.
Okay.
So I'm going to use an
Oh.
HTML editor just to try the code. Yeah, I'm not getting anything, and it should display something here on this side.
All right. So when I call constant contact, what would be the what am I mean, I can tell them what happened, but are there any technical terms I have to use or?
Embed code or HTML code. HTML code is probably better.
Does not seem to be working.
Yeah. It is just not displaying anything.
So what I'm thinking is that on our page where you've got current issue, then we would have another box that would say past issues. So I don't know where I would get that kind of box. See, like, oh, latest edition.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
this
past
box,
editions. I don't know.
The box is one of our styles.
Okay. I mean, you have a library of those things.
Yeah, like the drop down that we were using earlier. There's an option in there called button. So let me make a new line.
Oh. Okay.
The styles drop down, and this is the button style. On this side, when you're editing it, it looks like a blue button, but once you save it, because you're using the other theme, it's purple.
Oh, so buttons are always purple. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, the blue, you'll use the blue button to get that purple box around it.
Okay. So what would make sense if we're calling the older one or the current one latest? I wonder.
Well, let me ask you this: the archives, is it a page that lists the different
well,
since
I haven't done it, I don't know what it's going to look like. But what
Okay.
I'm assuming is that it's going to, that you click it, and then it's going to list any of the newsletters that I've said, okay, archive these. So I don't know what it's going to look like.
I see. I see.
But I'm assuming that, I don't want to have to be going in and typing an ad and all that, So I'm assuming this happens automatically. That's
Okay.
just click it, and then I don't know, there'll be a list of it somehow. I don't know. But that it's all embedded you know, in that code or something. I don't know.
Mhm. Well, yeah, I'm not sure why it's not working because as far as the embed code looks, there are like complementary tags. Like there's a beginning script tag and an ending script tag. So like they're paired off properly. The only thing that I could think of, just because the subscribe to our e-newsletter, this button is a link to a page.
Yeah.
If it's anything like this, then it wouldn't be embed code. You just need the URL. But yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, when I
but
signed up for it, they said,
exactly.
okay, you're all set. Here's what you need.
Yeah. Then yeah, maybe they just need to regenerate that code for you again.
Okay, I don't know.
But also maybe try asking them if there is a URL associated with it too.
Okay.
Because yeah.
So could we create a button while we're there though? Even
Yeah, do
though,
you want me to just call it
well,
what-
I want it to be so the other one says later or current edition. Is that
it
what
says
says?
latest
Oh,
edition.
latest edition. Okay. Previous editions? I mean, I don't know.
Mhm.
Or it is, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't want to make it sound
Something different.
too old. I think archives makes it sound like it's from the
Yeah, no, I agree. Thank you.
beginning ages. Okay, I can just save that as a draft. Is that fine? Just so that
Oh, okay.
you have it ready.
So then where would I put the where would I put it to try the embedding?
If it's embed code, it wouldn't be associated with this button. It would have to be its own thing, almost like this here. If it's a link, if it's a URL, then we can add it to this button.
Well, see, each individual newsletter has a URL, but yeah, I don't understand.
I've seen Constant Contact pages that do have separate from the newsletters themselves. It was a page.
You want to still be recording this, or can you edit it later?
Yeah, I can still trim
Okay,
it,
all
but
right.
thank you for reminding me. Let me do that while